Welcome to the APL Spotlight Series. Incredible guests the world over with amazing insights, experiences, and skill sets. They're usually here to help us, all of us, slow down, get out of thinking, get into the heart. Some are actual healers. We've had a lot of those from all over and just amazing people. We've had a White House physician to the U.S. president, the youngest Delta Force operator to ever join Delta Force. We've had a Green Beret whistleblower, tech, UFO tech type. Who else? Australian actor Ian Stenlake, a Good Morning America reporter, you name it. It's a very wide, assorted, diversified crowd. All of them are very brave to come on the show. And today, coming back to us, Kimberly Meredith, super intuitive, a healer, celebrity, medical intuitive, medium, psychic, author. TheHealingTrilogy.com is her website, and Awakening to the Fifth Dimension is one of her books. She's absolutely fabulous on social media. Check her out on Instagram. She loves giving time to her audience, and she's really paid attention along the way. She's spoken at Omega Institute and many other places. And again, actual healer who's been through a lot on her path, but now she's above the clouds, sailing, walking a smoother path, and helping us all do the same. Kimberly, great to see you again. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
Okay, catch us up where you're at. If each stage of life is a particular mantra, you went through some bumps back in the day with medical situations and stuff like that, but it could be argued that it brought you to who you are today. It helped you grow and expand so you could help many, many other people. How would you like to describe the life stage that you're in now?
Um, I have an office in Los Angeles where it's an open clinic. I'm a well-renowned medical intuitive psychic medium. And I do a lot of teaching now. I do online teaching classes to help people awaken their own intuitive gifts. And I do a lot of online classes and in-person classes in Los Angeles. And I'm working on my next book that's tapping into, I think, a deeper level of awakening people's soul codes inside their frequency in their bodies and bringing them into the next 10 years.
I love it.
So,
Now, let's do the $1 trillion question. There is an exceptional level of complexity. There always has been with mankind. Pick any time period going way back. But it seems like everyone is pulling out all the stops, every organization, every country, to make it a little more complex than normal. How would you like to handle the complexity as an opportunity for growth for us all? And you must have a patented way you like to explain it. So, how is this an opportunity to do more love, show love always? And also, is love the fabric of the universe?
well, love always is the main goal for everything that we do in this lifetime. Um, I guess how I help people show or help move people in that direction is through service. So I think when we're in service, that's how we're activating love within ourselves. And I think that when more people are in service daily in practice, as I talk about in my first book, Awaken the Fifth Dimension, um, and in my next book that I'm working on, and I feel like that's how we stay out of being in a third dimensional frequency, depression. We move ourselves into higher frequencies through moving out of ego and moving into a movement of helping others. So even though I'm a medical intuitive and a healer, I also serve the Los Angeles community at a lot of charities. I help the homeless. I get them off the street. I work with the Veterans Administration. And I feel more people that move into the me, and move into the helping of others, they raise their vibration and their frequency. So my next book that I'm channeling, so my trans channel, is on understanding that our vibration, our soul consciousness can move into a higher matrix. And that is by consciously understanding you have to help other people. I hope that answered the question.
Oh, it totally did. Talk to us a little bit more about love being the fabric of the universe. How can people trust that, allow for more of it daily? If you could just give us a little more insight there.
Well, loving others, you have to start by loving yourself. So loving yourself, love being a fabric of the universe is kind of difficult because the universe right now is not in love. The universe right now is in a lower dimension. But when you learn to love yourself, it's really forgiving yourself and forgiving others. And that can be difficult, especially if you're very wounded. So if you learn to forgive, doesn't mean you have to forget. But if you learn to forgive, and that's a daily practice, that's meditating and journaling and learning how to forgive. But once we learn to forgive, we can move forward. And it's really learning not to be a stagnant target. So when you're a target for depression or attacks, negative attacks, then you are not moving forward. And in order to learn to accept love, you have to move forward within yourself too. So, how to accept love and move forward is by forgiving others that have wounded you. And then you start to help others and then you accept the love.
Beautiful. Okay, I've got a passage. I had to look for it a little bit, but it's about the big picture for mankind. Let me just read a couple paragraphs for you and get your reaction on this. And just picture this as the voice of many angels. It's coming from my 2014 Listening to Angels book. I'm going to plug it for 2 seconds. It did hit number one twice, thanks to being on the Coast to Coast AM channel show for the second time. And that was a big one thanks to George Nuri. They always tell you your book will do well. It did. Here's that appendix, but it's What's Up with Mankind? Why Angels Now Being More Available. Awareness for mankind is on the horizon. Call it a spiritual awakening if you wish. It's a chance for all to grow. Mankind is ready for more unconditional love and compassion for all, and more compassion by all for all is needed. Mankind is ready for change from rat race mode. One more paragraph. Happiness is obtained in the absence of ego. Ego's afraid to be vulnerable, to let go, and to be in the unknown. Again, there's nothing to lose and nothing to gain. Move past seeing the negative. And it goes on and on and on. Can I get you to keep going from there?
Yeah, I love that. I love your book. And I'm actually going on Coast to Coast this Thursday.
Yay.
Yeah. And
And this is like your fourth, fifth time, isn't it?
it's my ninth time.
Ninth time.
Ninth time. And I feel like your guides and your angels are so amazing because they are spinning the web of the energy of the conscious web of the higher dimensional frequencies. And I keep getting the sign of the 11,
Mm.
which is the mover, the moving of the frequency of love. And I feel like more people are in love with love, but they also stop feeling love when they feel like they've been attacked by the negative frequency that happens to them sometimes. And it's understanding that not to take things personally when you get attacked by somebody coming at you with a negative frequency. I don't know if that makes sense, but when we get hit sometimes by somebody not liking us, or somebody not letting us be invited into a group, or maybe we see something that looks really awful, or it's a dimensional frequency that looks ugly. We have to navigate our little Kimberly or our little Michael to our adult Michael and our adult Kimberly that's in this higher frequency because we're in a fifth dimensional beyond frequency and we live in the love frequency, but we have to look at it from a different point
Mm.
and understand that the world is shifting to a higher frequency, but still people are struggling in a lower frequency. And understand that the little Kimberly has to say, oh, they're in this dimension right now, and I'm going to send them love from my adult frequency.
Ooh. Again, beautiful. I'm going to read two more paragraphs because we're going to wind you up again and get another great answer like that from you. Uh, Compassion can be taught through one's actions. How? Slowing down would do a world of wonder for most people. Doing it consistently is where the problems and opportunities lie, so stay present. Start right now. Letting go means less thinking. Do not get lost in perceived tasks, roles, ego, etc. Being in the moment is to do compassion for all. Can you take it from there?
I really like the part my guides were, they answer the questions, not me. So the part about slowing down, um, I think you said about slowing down, they're hearing not only slowing down, but not being attached to any outcome either. So slowing down, not being attached, and keep moving forward, they added. So they're saying not looking back because what's left behind doesn't exist. And they're saying on top of that, slowing down gives space to new beginnings. They're channeling through me and giving me chills
Hmm.
and saying that the new beginnings are miraculous and exciting. And for our brains, a lot of our brains, 80% of our brains want to look back. And the more that we keep moving, constantly moving and not being a target for staying still, because that's when we get attacked by the negative frequencies, we can slow down. But when we slow down, they're saying slowing down in a very loving, higher vibrational consciousness. People are okay. So people are afraid to slow down because they don't want to think too much about the past. But it's not about staying constantly going so you don't think about the negative, or so people want to stay busy because they don't want to face the issues that they need to deal with. It's about slowing down and relaxing into your higher consciousness and relaxing into who you are becoming.
Nice. And others, I hear often, many of our guests talk about embodiment as well, that your body, there's a part of you that's already one with everything nature. It's already a relaxed you is waiting for you. If you would just slow down and pay attention a little bit more, let go of the up top, get down into the neck and below. Okay,
Exactly.
well, I'm gonna do it a third time. Blame this pattern here, but it's good. Um, for individuals, an egoless path would be great, but it's just not realistic. Allow ego to serve as a reminder when it pops up, a reminder for what you decide. How about a reminder to breathe? How about a reminder to enjoy each moment as it comes? Believe that all moments can be the same. Whether it's a moment at work or a moment looking at nature, all moments are the same and peaceful. It's a constant. And only thinking something can interfere with this. I feel like you were just talking about that, but give us one more dose, if you would.
I feel like, I don't want to be like Richard, talk about like Richard Bach, but I feel like when I was I don't even remember the age I was, but some kid, I don't remember what it was, but there was some young kid when I was really, I don't remember how old I was, but I was young. He handed me the Book of Illusions. And that was the first book I ever got. And I said, "What is this?" And he goes, "My dad had this and I read it here." And I remember when I opened it up and I started reading it. And then I remember the other day I saw it again. And I said, life is just so short, one moment to the next moment, so fast. And yet, so many lives can be inside of one life.
Mm.
But we have to like sit inside and really observe. So I've always been the observant observer. And I don't know if you can feel that at times. Some people can never really get into that feeling of being the observant observer because they're always outside of that. But I feel like if you kind of just sit inside and look within, you get more out of this existence where we're at.
And I have two quotes from you to wind you up one more time. One's going to be Archangel Uriel, but we're going to start with Winnie the Pooh. He had a classic quote, and I just love these. It's all about listening, and so we can call that paying attention or allowing more or growing your awareness, not your thinking. But it's the Kimberly Meredith interpretation that is what we're looking for here. So we've got you in the kitchen. We're going to whip up a good dish. Okay, Winnie the Pooh said, "Some people talk to animals, not many listen, though." That's the problem. And then I'll add that. And that's an opportunity for growth for us all. Okay. I'll still do a Winnie the Pooh quote at the end here to close it out. Archangel Uriel said maybe 10 or 12 years ago, if more people would listen, less conflict would arise in any given situation. But I still got to do one more Winnie the Pooh quote. Piglet asks Winnie the Pooh, how do you spell love? And Winnie says, you don't spell it, you feel it. So let's have you go from there and give us another dose of earned and learned wisdom.
I don't know. I mean, I always like something like the quote ego or I go. I've been saying that since, I don't know, my 20s. I always say that. I don't know where I got it or how it came about, but it's always been ego or I go. And that's really something I stand by. I don't know.
Well,
And
I'll do the quote that originally let me get to the book and try to give you these passages. This is the one I wanted to do, but I went back a kind of a chapter in the appendix. Here's the individuals in the trench and the opportunity for growth for each of us. When no ego is present, your heart and soul shine through your eyes. You are love, you sparkle. You are one with all and at peace with all. You are whole and content. Listening is opening the line of communication available to each human. Merely be still and listen. Acknowledge and own the step. Move forward today. Just do it. What's
uh,
your reaction now?
um, I love the part about just do it. Just they're telling me that's beautiful quote. I love that. I can really relate to it. Um, Also, I get love is not enough
Hmm.
from that, meaning you can love, but it's also not enough to love. It's about taking action. Loving is important, but it's also showing an actionable action of love. So I get love is not enough.
And there's a quote I've been living with for a while. Is if I had to pick a three-word mantra, it would be show love always. So hopefully that ticks the box.
Yeah, that
Um,
piggybacks on me. That's a piggyback.
okay, and I promise this is the last time I'm looking at and reading from an iPad, I think. It continues after that. This is a bit like a classic treasure hunt, but here you get to find yourself since you are the treasure. Do nothing. B, and that was acknowledge and own the step, move forward today, just do it. This is a bit like a classic treasure hunt, but here you get to find yourself since you are the treasure. Do nothing, be, listen, learn, appreciate. This is not about any particular words or concepts. Grow your awareness, not your thinking. Be loved to all as often as possible, no more, no less. If you spent all your time being loved to all, you would have less time for ego or causing harm elsewhere. And now, what's the follow up there?
The guides are coming in. Um, I'm getting the number 10, which is like just sort of like, be fearless,
Hmm.
sort of like be fearless. And it's sort of just like, that's all I'm getting. It's just like being fearless.
Can we talk about the veil or the connections between the different dimensions? We're only doing love and above. But can you try to describe dimensionality for us? And then is it true that we're getting lots of extra help from beings of light? They're spending more, they're helping us they're lighting up our way a little bit to help us pay attention more. How would you like to term all this? Is now a big occasion going on planet Earth?
Yeah, I mean, since the last 2 years, I'm doing a lot with soul coding and soul frequencies and dimensions. So now I'm spinning into, the codes and frequencies. So um, I would say everybody has a code and a frequency on them. And so now is the time to be really diving deep into meditation and how you're living and who you're around and how you're living your lifestyle. And when you're talking about frequencies and dimensions. So that's how I intertwine the dimensions right now, how your frequency in your own life and your body and your system is, how you live, and what dimension you're actually living in right now. So if you're living, so my book's about the fifth dimension, and how we're moving in the next 10 years, the space that we're going into. So when you talk about the 11th dimension or the 12th dimension, some people feel that's kind of woo-woo. I believe that the fifth dimension is the most important dimension to really be accessing right now. I do believe there's many dimensions. There's beyond, many dimensions, but to really access the fifth dimension is a very good start so we can stay healthy and conquer a lot of diseases and mental depression. But to learn what dimension you're actually in and how to access, your guides and your angels and your health is really important right now. And to conquer moving out of the 3D is very important. So that's really mostly where I stay in. To go into like sixth and seventh and eighth and ninth, my guides don't really go there right now. We just don't do a lot of that. But I do go into this thing called soul coding, soul frequency coding, where I go in and I find out where your partner, what coding they're in, or what coding your work is, or what coding your different codes that people have,
Mm.
which is different than some things.
I'll put up a few photos of angels. We'll see if you could do some listening for us and just any
Yeah.
messages for the audience in general, humanity, and hopefully all love and above it. It always is. Here's an angel named Joy, pink ball of light. She's the emotion Joy, very high vibe. And if people at home want to put their hand out and feel the vibe like she's a fireplace, you'll feel sparkle, warmth, yummy in the tummy. Try too hard to get sparkle on the toes. Kimberly, what are you getting from Joy for all of us to remember?
So joy to me is a soul code 7. And you could tell me if that, and I'll tell you what the new trance channel that I do for codes. 7 is the sign of Jesus, sign of the code. So I'm channeling these codes from the Elohim. And this just happened this last year. So they're showing me the sign of Christ consciousness with joy.
Hmm.
That's the sign of the 7. And
And
they're just,
she's very broad, very cosmic.
yeah.
Some,
And
yeah, go ahead.
I'm seeing the bright pink has a halo around for me. And the sign of the 7 came right through joy.
Ooh.
So I don't know. So when I do this on people too, so I do a line of numbers that go all the way from now to 10 years. So Joy's getting just right now, just really quick, just I'll give you two numbers for Joy. Joy got a 7 and a 4. So 4 is the sign of the angels. So you could tell me if she's an angel.
Yeah, she's an angel. And
Okay, yeah.
I've got another angel named Charlotte. She's got an Orion background, angel today, but she
Here.
and she's like everybody's favorite school teacher from third grade, not the one who got you in trouble, the nice one, Mrs. Bear, Mrs. Johnson,
Ah,
whoever was the sweetheart. She loves coming in. If you closed your eyes and want to see her, you could see her in Santa Fe, New Mexico, white garb, turquoise jewelry, sweetheart.
so
But
Joy was the 4, the angel, and also with Jesus. So she'll tell me. Okay, so Charlotte. Oh, okay. So Charlotte, they're talking to me, the guides, uh, communicating with me with Charlotte. Charlotte is a soulmate for me. Charlotte is communicating to me with a sign of the 8, which
oh,
is a
I got 8 at this end. I didn't say it, so I get no credit. But I mean, darn, I should have said it.
yeah, so it's an 8 soulmate number. So I knew Charlotte from the afterlife. And also Charlotte is blinking super fast in my eyes. My eyes are picking up super fast blinks. Also, Charlotte communicating to me is saying, was a family, part of my family. So tell me a little bit about Charlotte, Michael.
One of my business managers, tough taskmaster, box in my ears like 14, 15 years ago, but she did show at a Starbucks cafe in Northwest Austin as a human when I was meeting my book editor. And I asked the important questions, not who killed JFK, but when they're in full human form angels, do they actually drink the coffee? The answer was yes. She's here to just, she's here to share wisdom meant to help us expand. And she was Nefertiti in ancient Egypt, bringing compassion to Egyptians back then. So if you want to close your eyes, she'll give you a vision of maybe if you like ancient Egypt. But why don't we throw in extra sensory stuff, like fun stuff? Catch an incense that you could never get from Egypt or on Amazon or any shop anywhere that's from the old days. And anybody who needs extra help, breathe through the mouth 1 millimeter, shoulders up and down breathing is just turning up the volume on that 1970s stereo receiver, the big knob. And 2 millimeters in Boston, Journey, Chicago's blaring through the house. If you like the Stones or Depeche Mode, great.
I was going to tell you because you're going to be blown away about this, but they were showing me, Charlotte's showing me, there is a big mission they have you on. She showed me the sign of the 10. 10 is the sign of the mission to complete with you. She's coming in and telling me there's something really big for you in 2034 happening. I know that's a little bit away, but you're going to be receiving something huge happening. And maybe it's not that far away, but there's something going on for you with
She
that.
she's one of my business managers, along with
Yes, yes.
Michael and Rebecca. And I'll put up Michael in just a second as soon as I find him. I know you already know Michael inside and out, but I have a fun photo of him. And
So, oh my gosh, over and over again. So she's a soulmate for you and me.
and here are my three primary business managers. Joy's always my number one angel. This is my guardian angel coming up maybe next. Minn, silhouette of an angel. I've got a guest, Dr. Karen Wyatt, who has the same guardian angel. I'll share a little when this comes up. But she got to meet her on Redondo Beach, California, for half an hour as a full human. But here's a Rebecca who's from so far out it makes Orion, Andromeda, Pleiades look like Idaho, and she's from where music came from. Charlotte, and then Archangel Michael, you already know, but those are my three business managers.
So my left eye's only blinking right now and going, counting. Let's see. Rebecca is communicating to me.
And she's four balls of light in that photo, but it really isn't coming through that way.
Yeah. So
Two and
she's
two.
giving me a 7 code, a 4. Hold on. Okay, Rebecca, and you can tell me what you think. She's giving me the sign of the Christ consciousness, a 4 of the angel, and the 5. The 5 I'm asking is abundance. She brings in abundance of money. And she's saying, is it for Kimberly and Michael? Yeah, so both for me, she's calling in to support me, and also she supports you for that, and others that work with her. She loves to help support.
Yeah, and she's support Rebecca if people need to see that again.
And she's saying she's calling in this mission for people. She's showing me the 10 again. Archangel Michael now with my eyes is not the left eye blinking, it's both eyes blinking. And the both eyes blink when people read about me, they know that's the sign of Christ, of God. And we know, and you know, because you're the angel communicator, that when both eyes, that the archangel is the missionary for the messenger of God. So Archangel's going, Michael's going, "Ba, ba, 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 ba." So he's a messenger of God. So he's just going, yes, 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 yes. So he's just excited to be here with me and you. But Rebecca is going, please use me. So yeah, I love that. I wish I could take a picture.
And there's four balls of light in there, kind of like this pattern, but that's actually the blue one is Charlotte, and the white one on the metallic bright by my thumb. That's my guardian angel, just in a different form. But she's 2 and 2 in this. This is taken up close
Cool.
by like Miami pool
Cool.
lounge furniture. You can see the wicker. Um, so it was
That's
small and
beautiful.
up close, like this far away. I'll do the guardian angel next. Minn, like Minwala, like Minnesota, Lakota Sioux word for water. Uwala is a Polynesian morning glory. So it's sweet potatoes in the ground, morning glory. So her name is Water Morning Glory, but Ua and La in Hawaiian is rain and sun. It's also, or sun and rain. It's rainbow. So her name's Water Rainbow, Water Morning Glory. Just call her Minn. Soft-spoken professor, light waves of energy and water. Sirius is her background. Not trying to sound too serious. Angel today. She's known Charlotte a long time. And my guardian angel, but probably 80,000 people's guardian angel. And I'll tell the story after you're done. Um, but Minn's a sweetheart, very soft-spoken and very oceany or watery.
Right. I was going to get right away that she's a soulmate connection, that I just get 8888888 over and over again. 88888. That's the infinity sign. My next book coming out will blow your mind. I think it would probably freak you out because my mom crossed over when I was young, and I wanted the infinity sign on my grandmother's tombstone,
Oof.
on my mother's tombstone, and my grandmother did not want that. And now, lo and behold, I am who I am. And the eight will come up over people's heads when I'm in big events. And when I know the eight shows up, I'll say, I'll hear a whisper in my ear, and they'll tell me who the person is that has died.
Oh.
And the eight is my mama who's come back from the afterlife. As I said when I was little to my grandmother, who is Italian Catholic, that wanted the cross on the tombstone.
Mm.
When I was little, I had said, Mom will come back. And guess what? She's come back showing me the eight over certain people that have died, but not only died, they're their soulmates. So when I see the eight come up, it's not only a soulmate, they'll whisper in my ear who the person is that has crossed. So that's what I'm just trying to explain. When I do see the eight coming, it is a sign that you're not only connected, but you'll see each other in the other side when you go over.
And I'll mention it was episode 110 of 2024. Dr. Karen Wyatt came on, retired physician, and she took one look at the photo and was like, "That's my guardian angel." And she described when she was a kid, 7, 8, or 9, in a safe bed, safe home. She wakes up, angel all in white at the foot of the bed. And they have a chat. And her poor parents, after this, she wants to be a doctor. And she's stuck with it, which, she gets to the first day of residency, and they have a group of people, and they're like, "Why are you here?" She puts her hand up and says, "Love." And that was the beginning of trying to extinguish any of that stuff. But she stayed the course. And over time, doctors sent her their toughest patients. She figured that stuff out, was helping people even more. And then even doctors over the decades saddled up next to her. They're like, she really embodied a lot of love. And here she is retired doing a lot for people. And she had a medical condition. I try never to hear what the situation is. Just it's direct. You can ask for hugs that can become healing. But she shared on the show what type of healing it was, and you see my jaw drop. A lot of our friends are doctors. They're all giving her the medical advice. It was really the universe coming in to help her slow down and kind
Right.
of reorient it. But it was a beautiful show.
I
Uh,
love watch that. And Min also is showing me a lot of healing that she gives people, and she is a healer and a helper from Jesus, the Holy Spirit. And also she's showing me a sign of the fifth dimensional Christ light moving us forward in the highest matrix of the next 10 years. There's a big shift within this from now to the next 10 years. So she's showing me that.
Okay, now these two are buddies, and I'm going to put them up in that other light energy form I've shown a couple times. It looks like a figure eight, but here's them, and you can see their faces. And
Oh,
as
wow. Okay.
daytime white metallic, the white is Minn, and the blue is Charlotte.
Oh
But
my God.
that's the
Okay.
cover of my book photo. But go ahead and you've got the two of them together. They're pals, and you'll get what you get.
I get that they're family. They're showing me the sign of, so I work with the Pleiadians,
Ooh.
And they're coming in and telling me they're a soul origin family. So I don't know if anyone ever told you that before, but they're showing me the nine, and they're showing me they have a lot of galactic frequency to them.
We'll do Pleiadians and a Syrian, and in just a second, maybe a Lyrian and an Octurian. But I'm going to show. I don't get to do this very often, but if I was ever to get a tattoo, only the size of like a postage stamp somewhere, I've never done it. But if I did, this is what was given to me to be the tattoo. It was a gift from all my loving beings who support. I was watching a Major League Baseball game in my living room, and I looked up, took that photo, and what
Wow.
read are you getting on that?
Well, at first, I thought it was some sort of like fish. I don't know. I thought it was like a, a I don't know. What do people say? What do others say?
Well, I'm a pretty big blank. I've had it defined a lot, but I'd have to go through the shows. I did it twice, I think, on the shows. There's 500 tapings, and I'm just a
Little,
pile of mush.
it looked like a little fish to me. I don't know. It looked like a little fishy. Did
Well, here,
anybody say fish? No.
no, they haven't, but I mean, I'm a Pisces, so that's not a bad
Oh
thing.
my God, it felt like that. It
Okay.
felt like a
Uh,
Pisces sign.
so I'll give you another one. Around 2014 or so, or 2013, I'm sitting in my first Austin home. It's nighttime. I had a little sure shot. I used to take a lot of photos, and I've been slack the last like 5 to 7 years or longer. But I hear it, go out and take a photo of the house. It's nighttime, and this is all the archangels, and the little guy in the back is Metatron. So maybe we can have you feel into this. There's a lot of people who say vortex, or they're feeling a lot of whooshing and a lot of light.
Wow. I feel like it's a flying saucer. I don't know. It feels like it feels spacecrafty to me.
Okay.
Am I failing the test?
Oh, no, no, no. You're good. Um,
I don't know. That's like pretty deep.
and you can see from a distance, it's a little more like little figures.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It feels sort of galactic to me. Those,
Aw. Well, if I said to you a Pleiadian, there's a Pleiadian named Heinrich Eric A, but his real name's more syllables. Very loving figure, male. You've got that as door one. Door two is an Arcturian. Door three is a woman from Sirius. Door four, a Lyran. Which one's jumping out at you to go with first?
say them slow.
Oh, Pleiadian, male, Heinrich Eric A. Arcturian, a Lyran, or a woman from Sirius who's got a lot of pinpoints of light floating around her. She's fun.
And what do you want to say about them?
Just pick one and we'll bring them in and see what transaction you get. Which one's jumping to mind first? And I can do a photo of the woman from Sirius. I've 6 months I've talked about using
Okay,
AI.
I like that one.
Okay.
The you're blinking. Yeah.
So she's tight with Earth's forest, has white pinpoints of light floating around her. Each one's Christ consciousness or love, and
Uh-huh.
she shares generously. They're like M&Ms or potato chips. She's absolutely fabulous, like 90, 95% human looking, tall, elegant, beautiful
Yes.
green outfit. Yeah, and again, Earth's forests and us are her big causes. She loves helping.
Yeah. She's holding a soul frequency of the 11, and the 11 is, right? An angelic frequency number moving our planet forward. And she's also showing me um she's a soulmate connection for you, particularly. She's a soul frequency connection for you. Um, she also, her hands are vibrating out healing frequency energies to the planet. How did you come across her?
The whole galactic thing started picking up a couple of years ago, and angels started giving their backgrounds. Not everybody, but um, they started saying, an Andromeda background, a couple of them. There's a Mac, don't call her Mackenzie, everything plants, animals, and nature. But she's got a Pleiadian background as I
Yes,
scrambled to find the
yes.
photo.
She's a soul galactic family that's around you with
Uh,
the other galactic members. They are all around you.
yeah, and Mac's fun. Again. Don't call her Mackenzie, but she's a sweetheart. And if you want, close your eyes and let Heinrich Eric A, the Pleiadian, super loving. But if you and I are five running along and we trip, skin our knees, he's not the first one on the scene like some angels would to put the
Sorry.
Bactine and the cream and the Band-Aid. You got to have your experience. He's cheering us on, but much more like a fatherly figure. So let him come in I don't know which way you like to do it. I'm not even looking at you right now, but let him come in. I do not have a representative photo, but we don't need one.
Yeah, he's not coming in as much for me as she is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. He's not going to come in and help as fast.
Yeah, I mean, if it's an
He's
emergency, don't get me wrong, he'll step right in, but it's not it's you get more out of each moment if you're living it yourself than someone else less interference is better.
Yeah.
So, okay, Valerian Arcturian. So I'm going to borrow the Wikipedia shot. Wikipedia has photos for everything, and so there's a beautiful Arcturian shot in Wikipedia. Some people out there have been using it. He said it's 6% too bulbous, so I'll show the full thing, but then I'm going to crop it a little according to what he said. He very loving, but if it's Star Trek the 1960s, anybody remember Spock's 3-level chess set or 5-level, whatever it was? His chess set must be 155 levels or a
I was
thousand.
I was on Deep Space Nine.
Oh my God. Um, Here he is, and then I'm going to do a little cropping. There we go. And just hear what you hear. Very loving, very broad, very woo.
What do you want me to tell you?
Oh, just anything that's coming through for all of us, or
I mean, I'm not getting much. Just um, yeah. Yeah, I'm not really picking up much.
okay. How about this? I've got a light being named Grace who's enthusiasm. Orange light. She can totally do the human thing and show up at your coffee shop. She can squeeze into a human form. I wouldn't have known that until 2 summers ago because I just figured light beings are like whales, angels are like dolphins. And then it's a lot harder for a whale to squeeze into a human body and show up. But au contraire, she was like, no, I can show up as a human. So Grace is wonderful. She embodies enthusiasm. Take me with a grain of salt. I'm enthusiasm at the human level. Although if I passed over right now, maybe I'd be a little orange bubble at your end. So what are you getting from Grace the light being? Let her come in your mind's eye or however you like to do it. But she's fun and should come in with a lot of wind.
Grace, and Grace is an angelic being.
Well, there's Grace. Yeah, there's Grace the angel who's rainbow light. There's Grace the light being, and she's orange light, a different, broader frequency.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And they are both your guides. Okay. And you work with them every day?
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively speaking. There's a lot of figures. So, and I'm just one person. I was attempt at a wink. So, okay.
Um, yeah, so yeah, because you've got family members around, you've got a lot of different people around you. So both of the energies I think are very positive for you. I'm not getting anything negative. I think they're just both around helping you. I get that they're like soul tribe families.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
energy.
well,
Do
I'll
you
do
pick up?
one more photo. I'll do my mom and dad. My dad passed in 1970, a Navy fighter pilot type. It was his time to go. He had just turned 25. He knew he was going to go early, 6'1". It just, quick pop in, do his thing as a human. My mom was probably 23, 24 when that happened. They both show up young, and 100 plus people have seen him. Um, and my mom passed, I think I was just turning 23. So she was in her mid to late 40s. There's Barb, 5 foot, 5'6" and 6'1" Michael Andre Ford Sr. and Barb, my mom. The two of them are very cute. We're just paying the bills yesterday. Very positive, give good advice. What are you getting from these two?
I get your mom and dad were soulmates. They're showing me. They're showing me two eights, meaning soulmates twice, meaning soulmate friends, and also soulmate. like knew each other from past lives, soulmates. They're
Mm.
also telling me, I don't know if they met each other through family or friends, but they're showing me that they don't tell me too much yet.
Okay.
They're communicating to me from the other side, but they're showing me something about family together. They're also telling me there's a lot of caring between them. They're very caring together. Like they're showing me that they had a lot of love together, obviously, but there wasn't, I mean, not obviously, there's some couples together that are horrible together, but they're telling me uh your father is communicating to me right now. Your dad stepped in. Your dad is saying, what was your dad's first name?
Same as mine, Michael Andre Ford, but senior.
Let me see what he wants to tell me right now. We'll go back to them as a couple. Your dad is saying, your dad is saying to me, Kimberly, family was very important to me. I don't know if you want to confirm that or not. And also, he's saying that he was kind of like, uh, were they Catholic?
He was, and she was
He's
more
going like this. He's going like this. He says, Kimberly, I love what you do because I don't know if you know that I do the rosary and I pray. I hold a healing group every month. And he's going, I love that you pray. I love that you
oh,
pray. And your dad is telling me family was important to him.
very, very, very important to
He's
him.
going like this, Kimberly, the family was very important. He's also showing me about your mom that he really, really, um, there's something about that he really loved and they really, really cared for her, so much compassion for each other. How did they meet? Through friends?
Syracuse University, they were
Oh,
together.
but you're showing me a group of friends or people or family. So that's how they met,
Okay.
social group. Okay, that's what he keeps saying. And also he's telling me, don't tell me yet. He's around you through, do you have a family, a big family right now or a brother?
No, it's extremely small.
Do you have any relatives? Sister?
No, only child.
Is there any aunts or uncles or somebody?
My mom's sister and some cousins on the Italian side. He was close to that side.
Oh, because he's saying, I'm watching over this family. He keeps telling me, I'm watching. He
It's
is so about
it's
family.
the Italian side of the family. He was super tight with
Oh,
them, and he looks out for the remaining. You could
he's
call them aunts.
so, yeah. So he's
Yeah,
just really about the family. And he
yeah,
keeps saying, okay, it makes sense that he's Italian because I'm Italian. He's,
yeah.
he's really looking out for the family over and over again. So he wrote down that. And, okay, let me finish one more thing. He's not stopping. Hold on. Do you have something of his, particularly in your bedroom?
No, not in the bedroom, but I mean, I have like one object of his. So
Is
in
it
the
where?
master bedroom closet.
That's what he's saying. So
Okay.
he says he knows you have something of his around the bedroom. Because he said the living room, no. He says it's not in the living room. He says it's around the bedroom that he knows you have something of his.
Yeah, yeah.
And he loves that.
Oh, good.
He loves you and he misses you. And tell me, go ahead and tell me, he says, so go ahead. He says, tell Michael to tell you a little bit more about mom and him.
Okay. And who's doing the telling?
He is.
Okay.
You
Uh,
are through him. You're telling
y-
me.
yeah. So, I mean, again, he passed in 1970 when I was 2, and she passed when I was turning 23. It was her time to go, a sudden medical situation.
Her medical situation was bothering her head. He's
Yeah.
going around her head. He's saying, I was there. I was with her when she crossed over, Kimberly,
Yep.
and I was holding her.
Yeah.
And I know he's the one that said her head, Kimberly, not me. He says it was around her head and it was also going in through her throat or something.
Aneurysm, but then they had her for 24 hours with all the stuff and then the throat.
But they're together right now.
Oh
And
yeah, absolutely.
he says he's giving me chills. He goes, I was holding her head and
Mm.
holding her.
Yeah.
I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. But he's telling me, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional because he loves her so much. And he's saying, we're together and we're watching you all the time, Michael. We love
They're
you so much.
huge cheerleaders, day and night,
Yeah,
everything. If I go
yeah,
for my runs, I'm talking to angels. They come in,
yeah.
and everyone's just been
I
cheering
didn't
on
know you were,
everything for 15 years. So.
I didn't know you were Italian.
Well, it's an Italian cousin side of the family,
Oh,
and it's going to sound weird. He's got a different nationality background, but he was almost like not adopted, but he'd hang out with them so much that that was his big part of his family. His family immediate was Rocky and Split, so he was hanging out with the Italian side. That would have been, I'm not sure how it works, like cousins or something. Totally different last name than his last name, but all Italian that way, and they were
that's what,
sweethearts. They were a very loving group. He loved it, and yeah, he looked out for the younger. What were younger people then are now in their 60s or so or 70s now, uh,
yeah,
and so they have fond memories of him. He looks out for them. It's
yeah.
there's
He
a lot of
confirmed
love
that.
shared.
Yeah, he confirmed that just now. And he's saying that they're my family. They are my, he just keeps going on and on.
Oh no, and he's not usually that talkative, but once in a while, if with you, he went that you just set a record. So, what I'll do next is we're gonna switch gears. I'll show a little light on my hands, and this will give you a chance to have fun. It's 4th of July. Let's do a little bit of light. I'll do the Aura Celestine prophecy thing, but before that movie existed, a guest on the show, Sue Frederick from Arizona, said, "Hey." In the 1970s, when she was doing the healer thing, she's like, we were doing it this way before the movie existed. And in India, they do it this way. Once you get a little bit of light, I'm going to go bigger, wider, faster. And for the last few years, people have been getting objects in there made out of light. It doesn't have to be that way. But angels usually and other loving beings know how to sass it up. So two people have gotten red cardinals, two people have gotten phoenixes, we've gotten flowers. We just had a hummingbird made out of blue light. That was so cool. A woman in France, born in South Africa, who came back on for her second or third show. We've had Merkabas. I could barely define what that is, but we just had the third one for, you'll probably know what a Merkaba is. We've got everything going on. Infinity symbols. It might get a heart from Mary. Let's figure this out. Um, but I'll tell a dad joke first, and it won't be the one I told you just before the show. I'll tell you two. Where in a hospital is the worst place to play hide and seek? Where? In the ICU. And then I'll tell you how I got all my dad jokes. It was back at medical school at University of Cape Town. I double majored in cloning and hide and seek. I never finished the program. I had to take a year off to find myself. Cloning, hide and seek. I had to walk back in the store the next day and ask that to be explained to me, that joke. Okay, here we go. Allow,
Okay.
allow, allow. No try Yoda. I won't do Yoda's voice again. I did it off air earlier. Okay, here we go. And just see a little filament of light, get a few colors coming in. Breathe at home through the mouth if you need help, shoulders up and down like bellows if you need a lot of help. You're seeing with all of you, you're doing the Zen thing, seeing without seeing. Kimberly, what are you getting for a little bit of light between my fingers?
Um, I feel like white.
Okay, and then I'm going to go bigger, wider, and just let it grow and let them come in. All the loving beings do something fun.
Still yellow.
Okay, and see if you get an object. You can close your eyes if you're more comfortable with your eyes closed. That's fine. At home, though, let go, and I'll tell one more dad joke. What's the only flower found on the human face? Tulips.
An object right now.
Yeah, what are you getting?
I'm seeing a triangle.
Oh, first one of those. You were invited back, except you're already coming in October to record for, I think, December. Okay, tell us a little bit about the triangle. And if you want to cup your hands at your end, like you're scooping water out of a lake or catching water in the shower, lower half of a grapefruit, you can have that energy. It can be off camera if you want. You can have that energy come into your hands. So from my end to your end, it's your energy essentially. They're doing it for you. Catch it in your hands. When you look down and start feeling it, enjoying it in your hands, I can sit down
Okay.
and let it switch over, or are you already getting it as it is?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Okay. Ooh.
Beautiful.
What do you want to share about that? Because I have a feeling the triangle probably has some significance to it. Because I don't want to use the word complex. It's just a more sophisticated design, so it's got to have some meaning to it, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm feeling the triangle was a sign of spirit coming at me, awakening spirit. I
I'm
felt
getting it up and down my back.
the light coming at me, an awakening sign. It was beautiful.
Oof.
Yeah. And it kind of was like coming at me like that.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
it was,
the
yeah,
70, we'll call it a 70s light effect.
yeah, I'm getting chills through my body. It's like
Uh,
going right at me. And right now it's 1-1 right now here in
ooh,
Los Angeles.
we're,
Wow.
we're gonna do a final or second final intuitive step. I've got selenite here, a big, what's it called? A wand, a point, a big piece of selenite. If you could let all the selenite consciousness on the planet come in, and it was a male voice last year for people, but it's been female for the last 80 people, just hear something from all of selenite on Earth that's private to you, and just say, got it when you got it. And then if you could get a public message for humanity, what's selenite remind us of?
Oh God. For me, selenite is my favorite, and it reminds me of miracles can happen. Miracles. Miracles.
And if you want to let the selenite consciousness come in like a global slipstream of selenite, it's a constant. You'll get a sound bowl concert physically in the room around you. You don't have to do anything. You just be, and you might get very subtle or very pronounced. It depends. You might get a lot of rippling of love and light, but you'll actually hear sound bowls if you want to. Selenite sound bowls. Let them do their job. Okay, good. And then last act, I'm just going to do some pushing and whooshing of light. I'll look like I'm cheating at ping pong or a goose or a swan. I'll do it 3 times. The first one will just be to connect. It'll get bigger and bigger. No two whooshes are the same. We're going to blame angels. Don't blame Canada. A South Park reference. But out of that, could you give us a closing for the show? Because you've done a lot of shows. You've got your own show, I should mention. At least you did last time we spoke. Spotify and elsewhere.
Yeah.
Could you, from all this light that's coming your way, could you give us a beautiful close for the show? Here comes the first whoosh.
I would say it's never too late to experience an awakening in your life. And we can always have miracles and healing at any time in our life. And our gifts are always available to us to be awakened and not to fear. Fear is just an obstacle that is an illusion.
I love that. And I'll add one from one of your favorite and tightest buds, except it's Mary. So she's one of your favorite figures, loving figures. She said, love is a constant. Open your eyes to find love. And I thought that was one of the prettiest things I've ever heard. So it's one of the like it's one of the 10 things total I can remember in the last 15 years. So love is a constant, or love is everywhere. Open your eyes to find love. I just love that. I think it's poetic. Kimberly Meredith, in the same vein of that phrase, that's you. You're you're staying the course, staying in your heart, helping others, and you're extremely brave. You're the consummate inner, fearless, peaceful warrior. And thank you for what you do for others. It makes a difference, a big difference.
Thank you for what you do for everybody. And I love that you love the Virgin Mary.
Oh,
So bless you.
thank you very much.
Thank you for having me on your beautiful show.